Olamide, because she's standing by already. Olamide, good morning.
Good morning, Ibrahim and Veronica. How are you doing today?
Olamide, can you cut my hair?
I'll think about it for a small fee.
For a small fee.
For a small fee.
No problems at all.
Good to see you guys.
Right.
Very good. I'll take it away.
Yeah.
As usual, TVC has our finger on the pulse. And if it's trending, we are definitely going to be talking about it on here. In our first story, activist Omoyele Sowore has refused revised bail conditions set by the police, choosing instead to stay in police detention. Now, just yesterday, he was interrogated by the Force Intelligence Department over a video which he accused Lagos police of extortion on the airport road. Now, the police has demanded that Sowore should surrender his international passport and provide a level 17 civil servant as a guarantor. Despite them reducing his bail conditions, Sowore declined, stating that the conditions compromise his innocence, dignity, and integrity. Now, he continues to update his supporters via social media, typical activist, or in this case, we can call him a digital activist. This is him, at the courthouse. He doesn't look very distraught to me or like someone who is scared of going into detention. Let's see what social media is saying about this. And this is what he tweeted in updating his followers. He said, "The Nigerian police force has requested that I deposit my international passport and provide a level 17 civil servant as a guarantor for bail. But I have declined these conditions and opted to remain in police custody." It's good that he's clarifying that he chose that, although the bail conditions were quite steep. We'll take another tweet now. This is him again, and he said that he has advised the DIG that in accepting bail, he will not agree to conditions that compromise his innocence, dignity, and integrity. And if such unreasonable conditions are imposed, he will choose to remain in detention until he is charged to court. Toby tweeted, "Police officers now function as court judges too. You're detaining someone who willingly came to your office on invitation, then opting to seize their passport." Adebi says, "Shame on you, Nigeria police force. You invited someone over a road incident and you're locking him up to harsh bail conditions. This is not Buhari era. I know that justice will be done ASAP." Maze Bab says, "Even Bello, wey siphon funds, no get this kind request." Do we have another tweet for this story? Well, moving on to our next story. It seems like I'm constantly talking about the EFCC on Trending Now, but hey, that's my mandate. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has launched an investigation into the sudden death of one of its officers, identified as Remedy Sylvanus Yange, whose body was found at Fadeyi bus stop in Lagos. Now, there's a viral video that showed concerned residents gathered around his lifeless body, and he was wearing traditional attire, and they searched through his belongings to confirm his identity, and his EFCC identity card was discovered, and this is leading to speculation about his connection to the anti-corruption agency. The commission is yet to respond to the video. Do we have a video on that or no? Well, unfortunately, it's very possible that due to the guidelines here at TVC, it's gruesome. We cannot display his lifeless body. And the EFCC spokesperson, Dele Oyewale, is yet to respond to this, although he did say that investigations are being undergone to find out, ascertain his cause of death. There were no signs of struggle, wristwatch valuables intact. And so, of course, people are asking, what exactly is going on here? People hunting EFCC officers. Ibrahim and Veronica, what do you think about this?
All right, before we talk about what we think, we need to quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll have this conversation. Stay with us. All right, thank you for staying with us. Before we went on the break, Olamide Odekunle was speaking with us about two situations, that of Sowore and also EFCC personnel who was found dead. in Lagos. Now, these two stories, let me begin with Shore, for instance. I do not see the bail conditions as being harsh, especially for his status. He is an influential person. He is someone who knows a lot of people. A lot of people know him. A lot of people want to associate with him. So getting someone who is at level 17 is nothing strange. It's nothing new. So I do not term that as harsh. I believe that Nigerians are just being emotional because of the way he is putting it forward now. This is my opinion. He can get someone who is level 17 amongst his friends. And then there's the matter of the EFCC official, a sad one there. If there was nothing found on him in terms of it was a struggle, or that perhaps he might have had a health condition and he collapsed, no one was there to rescue him and he passed. May he so rest in peace as we look forward to what the investigations will say. Yeah, so because this matter is under investigation, so, we really can't determine what led to his death. But if he was attacked, it's really bad, because we don't want to see our security agencies, or those who are supposed to uphold the tenets of morality, fight corruption, any insecurities within the country, be attacked, by anyone. But we don't know what happened. But my condolence to the family, so to speak. But Veronica, I kind of disagree with you as to the bail conditions for sure. I think it's stringent, and some of it is actually unreasonable. For instance, we are not even sure whether it's 16 or level 17, because there are different reports as to what level. They're saying that a level 16 or 17 should also present with 100 million naira as part of bail conditions for sure. That will run counter to the public service rule. Where is he going to get that 100 million naira? You understand? So
they're also asking for his international passport.
Well, it's okay. Passport is fine.
This is not the first time they're asking him for his international passport. It just seems like a series.
It's
still not stringent from my perspective.
Yeah, but that will run counter to our war against corruption, because where do you want a level 16 or 17 to get 100 million naira to start with?
All right.
All right, Lamide.
That is a valid response. Our next story is a sad one indeed. A nursing mother in Owerri, Imo State, is facing public outrage after allegedly causing the death of her underage maid. A viral video shows the woman who's carrying her baby in a hospital, and she's surrounded by an angry crowd who are accusing her of the maid's death. Reports suggest that the tragic incident followed punishment for the maid watching TV with the woman's children. Now, of course, this video has sparked outrage online, with many joining the woman's neighbors to call for justice for the child who passed away. Now, this is the woman in question with her own child, and this is the underage maid who passed as a result of her alleged abuse of her for watching television. I'm very curious to see what social media has to say. If this is true, this is absolutely unacceptable. Alabi says, I think it's high time that the government, both at federal and the state level, seriously clamp down on child labor. We cannot continue like this. Our government is failing our children, and it's disheartening to watch. I'm really sad. So am I, Alabi. So am I. I think this is terrible news. Eric says, I don't want to judge anyone, but why on earth would one carry another woman's child in his or her home when they know they've got no love for the child? That is cruelty. It's more like you want to see someone to always pass your anger on. Filippo says, this has to be transferred aggression on a whole new level. How can you take the life of a child because they were watching TV? Not even them just watching TV, in general, taking the life of a child. Kelvin commented on Instagram. He said, some women bring in young girls as young as 8 to 14 years old to handle chores they find too demanding for themselves in their 30s. Sadly, these children often face harsh treatment when they struggle to complete tasks that are challenging, even for adults. I have to say, I did notice a lot of tribalistic sentiment online. People were saying that it's mostly women, in the South and Southeast who engage in this kind of thing. We have to be objective and not make this a tribal issue. And focus on the facts of the case. The child has died here. It doesn't matter where the person who harmed her is from. We'll take our next story now. This is absolutely disheartening. In international news, President Donald Trump has signed executive orders that will ban transgender individuals in the military and crack down on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in the military. Now, this particular order aims to end transgender military service and curb radical gender ideology in the American military. The order will also end the use of pronouns in the Department of Defense. It's clear that the future of those receiving transition-related healthcare from military services hang in the balance. Trump has just appointed a new defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, who is an Army veteran himself. And he said that he noticed that there was a huge influx of transgender individuals who would sign up for the Army and then use Army resources to transition into their preferred gender. And he said that this is unacceptable. He said that this is not an issue of necessarily just wanting to sideline them or marginalize trans people, but it's an issue of also cutting government costs, who are spending about 15 million a year in transition-related services for transgender people. This is Pete Hegseth. I'm curious, you guys. I want to focus particularly on the case with the young girl who died, allegedly.
Right.
Who allegedly died. What do you guys think about this?
The report is all over. I do not think it's an allegation anymore. I think this is real as it is. Unfortunately, the child passed. And unfortunately, we are seeing these kinds of matters happening on the rise in recent times. I think people need to understand that the child is not the cause of your frustration, and you shouldn't pour out your frustration on anybody's child. In the first place, you should see her first as a child, and then as she came to help you in whatever measure she came to do that service to you. It's unfortunate that a parent has lost a child. And there's been so much talk about the tribe and all of it. I don't know what to delve into that, but as it is, we can only hope that justice is seen to be done in this case. Absolutely.
But then, I just, like what Amde said, some people are actually walking around, walking about with a lot of things on their head, and they want to dump it anywhere. But to start with, Labor Act, there is this Labor Act where it stipulates that Section 59, subsection 1, that no child under the age of 12 should be made a maid or a servant in the house.
Well, how many? We've never
so we've not been able
that.
To exactly. And even the Child Rights Act actually pegs it at 18, except the person is taken in with a family member. So we need to establish first what was the age of this young girl, and then how did it lead to killing this young girl and all of that. So there is a whole lot of things. We just have to be very, very careful who we give our child to, and the kind of people that we take in as our maids, and the kind of people that you give them to.
A lot of people are seeking,
it's a whole lot of, seeking
help for their children based on poverty they give as the reason. Right. They cannot determine who will help them or who wouldn't, because this person come with a promise of helping their child. But at the end of the day, this is what we see most of the time. Again, we can only hope that God comforts the families of this child, and that justice is done at the end of the day. Olamide, thank you so much for the stories on Trending Now. And with that, we have come to the end of the program for today. Let's let you know that the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Up next is Your View with the Ladies, and afterwards is This Morning with Yori Folari. Do stay safe. Bye for now.